Hey cutie patooties! So cuties, I have a PR package today from MEFA. They were established in 2017 and MEFA comes from Meet Fashion. You can find their beautiful solid cream gel palettes on Amazon for a very reasonable price. They sent me 2 of these palettes. It comes with a total of 6 colors each or 8 colors. I really can't remember, cuties, y'all have to forgive me, but I was super excited to get some solid cream gels, and you guys will see my use of it, and I will let y'all know my opinion of these colors when we get ready to swatching them. So each of these little boxes comes with its own gel pen, a size 8. And I thought that that was super great because you can never have enough gel pens. I'm about to go through my brushes and throw away some old ones, and it was great that I got these 2. I said pens, but they're brushes. And I love the cutesy little art in there, and that's kind of like looking like what we're going to be doing today. As you guys can tell from the thumbnail, cuties, we are trying that trendy 3D rose that looks like it's encapsulated into the nail, like it's almost blooming. These are the colors. Beautiful, beautiful palettes. I love this nude palette, and the other one is more reminiscent of fall. You guys will see that in a second. But yes, we're going to be trying that trend today. I figured it out. We're going to be doing that with Buildergel. Welcome or welcome back, cuties, to Cutie Nails, where everything we do here is all about nails. We're gonna have some fun today trying that trending 3D rose, and I'm gonna just go ahead and swatch these colors out so you guys can see how beautiful these colors are, and then I'm gonna get into showing you guys exactly how to do this trend that's been going around so much on Instagram. So cuties, I'm pretty much going to be talking throughout this entire video, but I'm going to let you guys just see the swatching really quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and get all 12 of these colors on my practice hand and show you guys. I really like how soft and smooth and creamy these gels were. I only did 2 thin coats because I really didn't want to use up a lot of the colors, but they're very easy to work with. These 2 thin layers that I put on the nails cured. I did a 15-second quick cure on them, and it cured perfectly fine. It has a little bit of a tackiness at the end, but it's not enough to like put glitters on or do sugaring if you would want to do that. But this is what the first palette looks like. Very, very gorgeous, very, very fall, and I'm loving this new tone palette. So cutie patooties, let's get right into why you guys are here. And I was just showing y'all I did an ombre with that color. So you guys, if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you would see that I did my first attempt, which was this one, and then I did the second attempt, which pretty much showed me I kind of figured out what to do, and I did much better here. I'm just gonna pop up a few pictures that I found on Instagram, but if you guys have ever done a 3D French nail like this one I did when I first started practicing, that's pretty much what you're gonna do to achieve this look. So I decided to go with this particular palette because it was just so nude and so creamy and beautiful. I'm just gonna go ahead and prep this swatch stick real quick. You can see it's broken. It's supposed to be stiletto, but I'm gonna rock with it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe off any excess dust with my Young Nail Swipe. Add a layer of my Lisette Gel Nails rubber base coat, and then we'll be ready to get right into the tutorial portion of this video. So based on the size of the nail, I thought I was only going to be able to fit 3 colors on there, but I was able to get 4 on there. So initially what you want to do, you can either put this color on the entire nail, but since I was going to use multiple colors, I decided to just put it in the area that I knew I was going to be using that color, and you guys will see what I mean in a bit. I want to tell MEFA Beautie thank you so much for extending a collaboration to me and sending me these beautiful cream gels. So I'm just taking a dollop of my Buildergel, and I'm just going to make a circle Not super tiny, not super big, but a nice medium size, circle in the middle of the nail. And every time you guys see the screen transition, that's because I am doing a 15-second flash cure, and eventually I will do a full cure. But if you guys have ever drawn a rose on nails before, that's pretty much what you're going to do. Here I'm just working on the center of the rose and getting that exactly the way that I want it. I'm not trying to cover up a lot of the gel. You guys can see that Buildergel, you guys can see that there's a lot of clear areas that you can see, and that's what I'm gonna consistently try to do throughout the entire process. So you may see it at times, cuties, but I did do a lot of editing because it took me about 54 minutes to do this, but I am doing 2 coats every time I apply color, just to clear up any patchiness or anything like that. And these gels were perfect for that. They gave me good coverage, and I was able to get the depth of color, that pigmentation that I was looking for in each of these colors. So cuties, we're gonna continue to do this. We're just gonna go back over the same area that we initially applied the color to, and then cure again for 15 seconds, and then we're gonna move on to the very next step. So once you get this middle portion done and cured, then you can move on to creating the rest of the rose. Like I said, if you've ever drawn a rose on nails before, that's pretty much what you're doing. So this process is to get your layer of gel, get your color, and then get your layer of gel, and you continue to repeat that. What I did, and I found, not putting too much of a thick layer of your Buildergel in between the colors is what's gonna get you to get that beautiful spacing in between the petals. And also not going right up to the top of that Buildergel, just leaving a little bit of that clear gap so that way you can see the transition of the petals. And you guys see I'm filling it in at the bottom and blending it into the rest of the color that's on the nail. So you see how I'm adding the Buildergel, and I'm just basically thinning it out on the ends of it, pretty much making a rose petal with the Buildergel. And then I'm just going just a tad bit down from the top of that cured Buildergel and starting the coloring in of my petal. I'm not going right up to the edge. It was kind of hard to kind of tell where my Buildergel started, so I was pretty much like turning my head, twisting, and kind of looking to see, okay, yeah, this is where it starts, so let me just go a little bit underneath it and start applying my color there. So cuties, like I said, I did 15-second flash cures with this and it worked fine, but just be aware of whatever you're using, whether it's solid cream gels, gel polishes, nail polish, whatever it is you're using, that you're curing it for the appropriate amount of time that applies to that particular product. And 15 seconds worked just fine with these because the layers weren't super thick. So now I'm just adding my second transition color. I'm trying to go from dark to light, and I went ahead again, cured for 15 seconds, added my second layer, cured for 15 seconds, and we're gonna go back into the same process. Now notice I'm not starting left or right with applying the Buildergel because I did that on the last layer. I'm going top to bottom now, and I'm just doing the same process of thinning out that Buildergel towards the ends, making that beautiful petal with the Buildergel, and then just going a little ways beneath where that Buildergel is so I can have that transition of clear into the color for each layer that I'm doing. And as I'm doing these, I'm also overlapping with the second bit of Buildergel. I'm gonna go in with near the free edge for this particular set of petals. I'm gonna overlap onto that previous one that I did, so you're getting that transition. You guys can see, I know it's sped up, but I'm overlapping onto what I've done, thinning it out onto that, so you can get the effect of petals, you know, blooming out of the nail. So just be mindful as you're doing this, cuties, not to go too thick with this or too thin. you have to know the appropriate amount that's going to work for you, so that way you don't get a super bulky nail as well. So as I was doing this, I was consistently turning it to the side, just checking to see how high up this was getting and how thick it was getting, and just really being considerate of my side walls as well, because if you're doing this on a client, you're really going to have to pay attention to that, so that way you're not filing into any skin and having a ton of filing to do at the end. So basically I'm just gonna go ahead and continue on with my next color, my third color, and I'm gonna be doing the same thing, cuties. Once I got to this point, it was enough petals in order for me to start transitioning to getting ready to completing this beautiful 3D rose trend. So on these last petals in this particular color, I pretty much did 4 petals of each color. I'm gonna, once I lay this Buildergel on and thin it out towards the sidewalls, I'm also gonna feather it and thin it out towards the end of where that color meets, to just pretty much get a smooth flow of the Buildergel and not have a raised area. And I'm just gonna go ahead and paint in my petal again once I've cured that Buildergel, and fill in the color up to the end of where my color block ends. And again, 15-second cure, go in with a second layer, 15-second cure for the amount that works for you. And I'm just gonna do that to both ends, and then we're gonna come back in with our 4th and final color. Now cuties, even though I am doing this with Buildergel, because you guys know my product of choice is Buildergel, you can certainly do this also with acrylic. You can also do it with polygel, and you can even possibly do this with base coat. You would just probably have to put maybe 3 to 4 layers of base coat before adding your new layer. But it's probably going to be a pretty flat nail and then you'll have to encapsulate to build up the apex and build up the thickness of the nail. So I'm just going in with my 4th and final color, which is the white, and I'm filling in the rest of that nail. And if you guys have any questions, please hit me up in the description box below. I know I didn't go into in depth with the base coat way of doing this, which is very, very doable. I'll leave a video link in my description box of the shadow effect nails that I did. I'm thinking that would possibly work to do this. You would just have to build the apex and the thickness of the nail after. So now that that's cured, now I'm just gonna go ahead and build the nail. I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much try to fill in the rest of the nail to match the height of where we first started making the circle. I'm not going too thick or too thin with this encapsulation piece. You guys, I don't know, you just have to know what's right for you, because you're gonna go into filing this just like you would file a smile line. Like when you create a smile line with either polygel or acrylic or Buildergel, you're gonna go in with, if you don't refine the shape prior to adding your next color, you file down enough to the point to where you get that nice crispy line, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm not putting too much of this product to kind of make a smooth transition from the cuticle to the free edge with the nail. And I'm just gonna go ahead and flip it to kind of build that apex that I'm looking for. And then I will get into curing this so that way I can file. So you guys can see as I'm turning this nail and we're looking at it from the side, it is not super thick, and I'm just filling in the gaps and building the nail like I normally would if I was doing this on myself or on a practice hand. So there is not a lot of product, even though there is a lot of product on here because of the type of art that we're creating. But I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to fill that in, flip it over, let that Buildergel pool to build a nice apex, cure for 60 seconds, and we're gonna quickly file, shape, and buff these nails and clean it off with more young nail swipe to get any of that dust off of the nail. As I'm filing this, cuties, I'm just running my finger across the top. I know because it's so super sped up you can't see it, just to feel the smooth transition from cuticle to free edge. And you can see the design coming through already as you're filing and buffing. You can really see it. That's how you know you did it right. So now that that's done, I'm just gonna go, you can either go in with your base coat here, but because I'm gonna be drawing on the last and final petal, I just, skip the base coat. This is just a practice, swatch stick. And I just went straight in with my no wipe matte top coat. Once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and do our last and final petal, which it'll jump to me already having my first layer because I just wanted to get things right so that way I can show you guys, because you guys have seen me throughout the rest of this video draw on the colors. So we're just gonna go ahead and fill in the last and final petals. I pretty much kind of offset them with the higher end of this part being more towards the left and the higher end of the cuticle part of the petal being more towards the right. You just want to offset it a bit on both ends so that way you can continue that flow of the petals looking like they're blooming out of this nail. So we're just going to go ahead and add our second coat, and I'm going to give this a full cure again for 60 seconds, and then we're going to get into our final top coat. So cuties, I hope this tutorial was good enough to help you guys figure out how to do this. Again, I will drop that video in the description box on the shadow effect, which will probably help you guys do this if you don't have Buildergel or acrylic or polygel in order to create this look. I'm just going in with my final layer of my matte no wipe top coat from Lisette gel nails. I'm going to cure that for a full 60 seconds, and you guys can see how this design is coming through already. It's cool, shiny, but that matte look just sets it off. I really love that matte look. So you guys, in the description box, you will find all of the discount codes and links that you can use from, my affiliate programs and from other products that you guys have seen me use on this channel. And you will also find the links to MEFA's products on Amazon. And as always, cuties, I'll most definitely talk to you in my next one. Bye!